We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
All right, welcome. This is WDC Radio. I'm your host. I am WDC. I want to thank you for tuning in this morning. It's Monday, Memorial Day, so shouts out to my veterans. I got a tribute coming to you right after this introduction. This is my theme song, Curtis Blow, Young Ice, and IG the Great. It's on iTunes, 99 cents, instrumental version, and also the rap version. So stay tuned. I got my guest here, LaMount. We gonna talk some conversations with him about vibrations and stuff going on like that in the world. And I got some more lupus awareness. Gonna wrap it up with my man Matt is here. But this is the first verse. This is Curtis Blow for you NBA fans.
Basketball is my favorite sport. You know I like the way they dribble up and down the court, fast and slow. 25 years ago to WDC, and it's me, your man Curtis Blow. From Dr. J to Michael Jordan to Kevin Durant, who leads the whole league in scoring. This is Wayne Wade down in Miami, making a name. I love this game. To the NBA Hall of Fame, slam dunks, alley-oops, and the give and go. Vince Carter, Superman, and my man Carmelo and Rondo over in Boston with the big three, captivating audiences across the country and ruling the world like LeBron the King. I say, man, Kobe sure has a lot of rings. I do my thing, not for the bling in the amount. It's the NBA Finals, so what's the count?
So like I said, I got some conversations for you today, some community outreach show. This is a community outreach conversation I have here. I talk about sickle cell trait, but I also like to talk about what's going on in the world. So we're going to have those conversations today with you. Second verse right here, this is Young Ice. It's on iTunes.
So tell me what's the count? Had Jerry run a route and Montana throw it out. Atwater make him sober when the back try to bounce. So I'm flipping through the channels as the bulls where I'm out. Jordan over 40 enemies close mouth. So I'm ESPN, they bury like a mouse. Scan through the rivals, playoff idol. He'll make all enemies suicidal. Similar to Marshall Falk, a quick bouncer. Scatting on the fast, all you hear is the announcer. Then competition, so the crowd scream louder. Then he realized Roger Craig is his founder. So he sits on the defender around. As Kareem, my dude, Jabbar hooks I'm out. Magic with a pass, so the Lakers straight clowning. All I wanna know is, homeboy, what's the count?
And I'm sure you've been following along this last few weeks about lupus awareness. It's Lupus Awareness Month, the month of May. And we had a lot going on with lupus awareness here on the show. So I got Matt Simpkins coming on next. Talk about the grand finale of lupus awareness. Third verse, IG the Great.
All my life I've been a fighter, greatest upset in history, noted the sports fighter. Put me in the Olympics, I'm guaranteed I'm the torchlighter. Provider of all the lyrics that are blowing scorch fire. I'm in the locker room, getting my hands taped. Thinking speed of a cheetah, but strength of a man ain't. I'm feeling bad what I'm about to do to this man face. But he the opponent, so I'm on the loss I can't take. Hands like Mayweather, swag like Ali. You think you way better, homie, than I see. And in the group they call me Hitman, Tommy Hearn. And y'all be biting like Tyson, I learn. And I don't gotta be flashy in front of the camera. All I do is show my warrior heart like Evander. Never been knocked out, but I've been knocked down. As long as I make it to the next round, what's the count?
Alright, so again, this is WDC Radio. I'm your host. I am WDC, aka Farron. This is a community outreach show. I like to talk about different things like sickle cell, bullying, lupus, mental health, veteran issues. So today, I have a special guest. We're going to talk about a conversation that I'm sure you know about, AIDS, and how he has impacted that community in his awareness and advocacy. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And then I got on the second half of the show, I got Matt here to talk about lupus. And we're just going to have some fun. Just about the show, I'm a sickle cell trait. I have the trait myself, sickle cell trait, and I advocate for that gene. When those two genes come together in a child, it creates sickle cell disease. And that's inherited, so it's not contagious. Like, it's in your gene, so it's passed between your mom or your dad. One of those parents passes that gene, and we don't get a choice. when we pass those eye colors and hair texture and that. So you have to get, you have to ask the doctor for that test, and you'll find out in about 7 to 10 days. You get the results, and just to know what's in your genes when it's time to create that family. Maybe you're an exercising athlete. I myself experienced what they call trait exertion doing the Army physical fitness test, and my trait was triggered overexerting myself doing the run. So it's important for you to know your health and what's in your genes. So that's the conversation that I like to have here. But first, I want to take a moment of silence. It's Memorial Day. Shouts out to my veterans. I always greet veterans and thank them for their paving the way for me. I've done 24 years in the service, getting ready to retire. And so I want to take a moment of silence for our lost soldiers. I have a quick story to share with you. I was able to go to Washington, D.C. to the Veterans Wall and the Memorial Wall, and I've worn Sergeant First Class Cohen's bracelet for about 12 years during my career. And I happened to get a chance I was doing an advocacy day in D.C., and I detoured back before I went to the hotel to the wall. And I was going to look up a name, like my last name, but I was like, no, I'm just going to walk the wall and see what I see, and just didn't look at the names. And as I was going from the east side to the west side of the wall, I got to the panel, and I saw his name on the wall, and I literally lost it for like 20 minutes in tears to see that the guy's name that I've been wearing this bracelet for all those years. So shouts out to my veterans. I got a lot of work coming to support you in the near future, so please stay tuned for Trench Talk. It'll be here live on LA Talk Live coming soon. Now, I have my guest, LaMount. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for coming in today. You can pull it down a little bit for you.
And the audience goes, wow. You know, it's so good to be here. It's a beautiful day in LA, and I tell you, the year is zipping by. And I was just reminded I was doing a radio show 1 year ago.
Wow.
On Memorial Day, and it just kind of brought up some memories about my dad, who served in Vietnam, and just all the lessons that his life has impacted upon me and many others. So, this is certainly a day to remember those loved ones that have given their lives to protect, serve, for whatever cause or country. So
definitely, thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out to your pops too.
Yes. May he rest in peace.
So this is a community outreach show, and you're definitely an advocate for your cause.
Yes, I have many causes.
Yeah.
I think the one that you're speaking about more specifically would be HIV and AIDS awareness,
Definitely.
which has been a cause that I was kind of, I don't want to say thrust into, but it just kind of fell in my lap.
Yeah. And
I'm a singer-songwriter, and I was working with the creative director, I guess about 3 years ago. And he was working with Cheryl Lee Ralph, who, as you may or may not know, has a 22-year-old HIV and AIDS awareness foundation called the Divas Foundation, which provides resources to women who have been affected by HIV/AIDS. And so she reached out to me to create a song, or to actually contribute to her organization in some type of way. I have many skills, music being one.
Yeah.
But when she reached out to me, being the entertainer that I am, I thought music would be the most appropriate way for me to be a contribution to what she was doing. And as a result of that, I wrote Still Standing.
Okay.
And in writing that song, she recorded a version of it that she uses for her organization. And it was so impactful for me because I got to look back at when the epidemic started back in the 80s.
Right.
I can remember the fear that, pretty much the world had of this, virus that was killing people, and they didn't know what it was or how it was transmitted. Almost like swine flu or any of those other pandemics that they mentioned on the news. You just kind of get some fear around, getting it, or it
not
impacting
knowing,
you.
not knowing what the effects are.
So as I was writing this song, and the songwriting process can be uplifting in that it really gives you a perspective on whatever you're writing about.
Right.
So to be writing about HIV/AIDS and really kind of being disassociated with it, because this has been 20, 30 years ago,
Right.
It kind of brought me all the way back to the fear that people had when this was brought out to to people through the news media, or they had a loved one who died. And I actually remember, some relatives of mine who also succumbed to the disease. And so I decided or chose to release a version of the song myself. So after she released her version, I released my version. And once I released it, it just kind of, created this whole platform for me as a, Black American male, which is one of the demographics that is the most affected by the disease to date, to really be a voice and bring some awareness around, this cause, this disease, the information about it, where it has progressed from over the last 30 years. And so,
let's talk about the project that you were working on in the Self-Expression Leadership Program.
Yeah, that project is another one of the causes that I really hold dear to me, realizing that, we are all one. We hear that a lot, throughout our lives, we're all one, or, we're all in this together. Right. But a lot of people really don't understand what that means. Exactly. They really don't understand what that means. And, from a physical perspective, we're all individual bodies walking around. But when you access a point of inspiration or creation or thoughts, or you're projecting or vision, and you want to bring someone in to co-create whatever you've envisioned, then they also have to tap into that same source that you're tapping into to be in alignment with what your vision is.
Exactly.
And so that source that we all tap into is our oneness. And so you talk about SELP, this was really relevant to me at that point in time, really trying to create a platform to where people can get a sense of what that oneness is. Because once you tap into it and you are aware that you're tapping into that same point that, your brother, your sister, your mother, your community, your family, your state, your government, your planet is also tapping into, then you realize what we can co-create together. And we really can co-create an existence on this planet that where everyone has the abundance that this planet holds, instead of a few, having power over others. And then, giving it to their choosing. So I created a song called Skin, but in the creation of that song, I wanted to actually create a platform where everyone could unite, regardless of what their background was, what their experience was, what their knowledge base was. But they can, if they got the vision, if they can understand what it was about, they could come together and be a contribution to the success of it.
Now, I remember in class, and you drew the hands on your communities.
Yes.
Can you share a little bit about how that eventually came to be?
So I tell a lot of people that the whole concept of skin is beyond me, and I was a vehicle in which the inspiration came through. But so many things occurred throughout the process of bringing it to fruition. And we had launch events in Atlanta, New York, and LA, and we released a song that's gone worldwide. And, but when I got the inspiration to create that, I think you were at my table and gave me the crayons to create the event. And so I turned it into a project, because this was a part of the process for creating this, this impact. And so in creating this project, we were asked to just create the different communities we wanted our project to impact.
Right.
And so I just got an idea. I said, I want to touch every community. Yeah. So I put my hand down on this blank manila folder that you all gave us. I got a box of crayons, and I sketched around my hand with different colors, and I would overlap my hands, because I wanted eventually all of the communities to touch
connect,
each other,
to
unite. And so we did that one day. We put the folder away, and I really forgot about it. So 2 months later, I met this graphic designer, and I told him about the Skin Project, creating unity, acceptance, and love in humanity. And he was so excited. He said, well, I'd like to do your logo. I'd like to create your logo. And I said, well, we don't have a logo, so I love that. And the first mock-up that he sent me, he said, well, I just thought of this, and I thought this might be, really a cool idea. And when he emailed me over the graphics that he created, it was overlapping hands, all the color of the rainbow, shaping a heart in the center.
Yeah.
And when I got that, I was just blown away, because I had forgotten that I had drew that out with my hand and put it on a folder and tucked it away. And in that moment, I realized it is true that we all access that same stream of knowing, of wisdom, of understanding. And when you can project a vision and have someone else access that same point, they're pulling from the same source. And so him creating that in Photoshop or whatever he created it in and have it be exactly what I drew,
Right.
That was very affirming.
And how does AIDS affect you? You said by family members. Is there any, personal experience or for that program, for that?
For skin?
The skin.
Well, what happened with skin is I had an awareness for myself. I had been submitted some music by a manager on the East Coast who wanted me to work with his artist. And his artist her name was Faith. And he kept, pitching Faith to me. And finally, he sent me some music. And when he sent me the music, I recognized that Faith was actually a guy in drag.
Oh, okay.
And I just kind of dismissed it.
Okay.
And I guess maybe a few weeks later, I had a big epiphany because I was talking to someone I was a marketing director of a magazine. It was a male magazine to really show how men have more in common than they do than not. And I was saying, all men, regardless of if they're black, white, Latin, fat, skinny, gay, straight, drag queens. And when I said that, I was just taken back to, I was talking to them about acceptance because that's what the magazine was about, just really accepting men for who they are in their multiplicity of expressions. And when I said that, I remembered I had just kind of discounted someone who was being expressed, who was being a contribution to humanity through creating their music and being a channel for that. And I had just kind of like brushed them off.
Right.
So I went back, I listened to the music. I thought it was great. It was actually nominated for some awards in Europe. And I thought, well, what can I do to go beyond, just saying, hey, I listened to the music, I think it's nice. And I actually reached out and said, would you be interested in collaborating on some music? And he said yes. And so many other things opened up because I perceived how society really excludes that expression of a man.
Right.
From, you look at RuPaul, the most successful, artist out there, but he hasn't collaborated with Jay-Z or Chris Brown or even Rihanna or Lady. No one has collaborated with this icon.
Right.
So for me, I just saw that I was aware of how we kind of, we pick and choose what we want to be a part of our life when we're all one, right? So he said yes, and he said, well, do you have any ideas? And I was actually getting ready to go to the conference on AIDS in DC, and I said, I'll be back, but the idea that came into my consciousness was skin. Mm-hmm. I said, we'll write something about skin.
Right.
And I just sent that, and that was the beginning of that concept, that idea. And then it kind of was cultivated through SELP.
Exactly. Man, and have you continue to do work in the AIDS community?
In terms of HIV/AIDS, yeah, I did. I speak about it because I've gotten so much information about it now since I released the song. And when you go and sing, they also want you to say something. Exactly. So I had to educate myself. And yeah, I do speak about it. I do speak about the impacts in the community, whether it's the gay community, the heterosexual community, kids, women. I had an opportunity to perform at the International AIDS Conference, which was held in Washington, D.C. last July. It was the first time it was held in the United States since 1987 because they would ban. The United States had a ban on anyone who were HIV positive traveling into the United States, and the president lifted that ban, which allowed the international conference to be in D.C.
Wow.
And so, I knew about a lot of the concerns in the communities, and the various communities, whether it's on the East and the West and the South here in the U.S., but to go to the International AIDS Conference and see people from France and Italy and Argentina and Colombia talking about the impacts of HIV/AIDS within their communities was astounding.
Yeah.
It was just astounding to see that you have thousands of people descend on D.C. around one cause, but have a multiplicity of impacts.
What do you think is that? Because I know even my community, they compare the campaigns that the HIV/AIDS has compared to other campaigns. Like, don't even compare. Like, why is it so big like that?
Well, I mean, you have to understand when you create a community around anything, it creates dissonance, it creates politics, it creates posturing. So, the comparison is typically someone's ego being injected into any solution that could be provided.
Right.
And so when ego is interjected into anything, then you're combating someone else's experience because their experience is greater than your experience. Right. But at the end of the day, experience is experience. And if you ascribe your experience to a thing, you actually limit the thing or the possibility of the thing by your experience, because no one's experience is greater than your own.
Right.
But so you haven't had the next
and
person's experience.
You might be that person that changed all that.
That's right. And so, I took in the impact of, just politics and all that has been with HIV/AIDS, and I'm sure with sickle cell as well. And so from my perspective and my awareness, what I speak about now when I do forums or I talk is I really keep the intent on a cure.
Yeah.
What I distinguished from going to the conference and just other, opportunities that I've had around this disease is that there really is a big focus on sustaining life with the disease.
Yeah.
And so what I understand and what you also know is whatever you focus on brings about the creation of that.
Yeah.
So if the focus is on sustaining life with the disease, then we're just going to get more of the disease being sustained and managed. And
which I saw a commercial was like 40 cents for these pills.
Yeah.
It's like 40 cents a day.
And no one really knows what all is in those pills, right? So I've joined with a couple of individuals who are creating a movement to actually focus on a cure.
Okay.
I think one of the sites is endhiv.com.
Okay.
And they are actually doing clinical trials right now on medication that actually eliminates the disease out of a person's body.
Okay.
Going to some of the institutes out there and some of the panels, they've isolated HIV down to like one cell, but they can't eradicate that 1 or 2 or 3, 4 cells out of a person's body.
Right.
But they can eradicate the disease down and suppress it to like 2 or 3 cells. But if you go off the medication, then it begins to replicate again into your body and your viral load goes up.
Right.
So to me, again, I know that a lot of people and the conversation is that they're focusing on getting a cure, but the overwhelming conversation with all of these coalitions and groups and establishments is just sustaining the life. And really their focus is not on the cure, it's on sustaining.
Right.
And I know you have to crawl before you walk, but you still can hold the intent of the cure.
Now we had a conversation about belief. And so one of the things that I share with my community is that if you believe in Jesus Christ, if you have that belief, then you believe that you're already healed. And he never said that the cure was going to be in medication.
That's right.
So that's one of the things I share to kind of empower them to have another view.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people let those diseases define them.
Yeah.
And that's, the disease doesn't define who you are.
It doesn't. And, when you talk about, Jesus and healing people, I coach a lot of people all over the world, as you know. I've been,
the vibrations.
I've been blessed and given just vast information and knowledge and understanding. So I coach a lot of people on, healing. A lot of people look at how Jesus healed, and what many don't understand is Jesus actually held an intent of health. And in holding that intent of health, of well-being, of upliftment, of joy, of wholeness, holding that intent impacts your integrity. And we know a little bit about integrity. Integrity is pretty much doing what you say you're going to do and not holding any other vibration of anything else.
Right.
So when you have integrity and you also hold an intent of well-being, upliftment, healing, your integrity actually is infectious.
Mm-hmm.
Because if your integrity is health and healing, and everyone knows that you hold that. So if someone comes to you and they say, I hear that you're a healer, well, you can heal that person because you're holding a frequency of healing. And when they step into your vibration, their vibration is raised to health.
Exactly.
Now, in that moment, them believing that, they actually will know it once they don't see any other examples of being sick.
Right.
So they say, I know that I'm healed. So they shift from a belief to knowing that they're healed. And in knowing, that is holding a vibration of healing. So holding that vibration, a lower vibration of not being well cannot interpenetrate you.
Right.
And so that's how Jesus healed. He actually held a vibration of well-being, and because of his integrity, it was infectious that everyone else said he was a healer. And because they said he was a healer, when people would come to him, their expectation, their intent was to be healed, and they also took on that vibration of healing, and thus they were healed.
Definitely. I appreciate that. Now you brought some music. We got a few more minutes.
Absolutely.
So which you want to play? Skin? Which one you want to play? Cause
I think we should play Still Standing.
Okay.
Still Standing really is a universal song, and it
Okay.
represents any and all causes that we're standing for. And I actually, released it on World AIDS Day as a tribute to that, to bring awareness, but it can serve for any cause.
All right. Well, this is it.
Still standing. Are you?
No, I'm sitting right now. But I can get up though. Did it play?
Yeah. Let's play it.
There we go. The plug? Reality Radio.
Reality.
More than just talk.
I'm the inspired. We've got what it takes to see beyond the fears and the mistakes. So here we are as one under the same sun. Still the battle's not won, but we can make it, you and I. Starting right here, starting right now. We're here for love to do what it does. In every single one of us. Still standing, learning to live and trust. Yeah, I'm still around, I'm calling proud. I can say it out loud. Still standing, every one of us. Now that's where we can only care for our brothers and sisters everywhere. We can overcome our obstacles if we try. We can overcome our obstacles, just you and I. So here we are as one under the same sun. Still the battle's not won, but we can make it, you and I. Starting right here and starting right now. We're here for love to do what it does. In every single one of us. Still standing, learning to live and trust. Yeah, I'm still around, I'm calling proud. I can say it out loud. Still standing, every one of us. Standing still won't do a thing. Be the change that you wanna see. Help us light the way to fight for good. Do everything that you could. I'm still standing.
That's nice.
Thank you.
That's nice, man. I appreciate you.
Standing right.
You still stand. All of us.
Yeah, we're standing for an end to war, so we won't have to memorialize any of our loved ones.
So I got a text message from inside the room.
Oh my Lord!
They wanted to know is your red case, is that a AIDS awareness? Is that represent that, or
You
is
know
just
what?
red?
I like red. Red is a color that I am drawn to. But I will tell you, when I was on the mall, I think Al Sharpton was speaking at one of the summits in D.C., and a photographer came, and I was actually on a red bike with a red shirt on, with my red iPad, and they took a picture, and it went all over the conference.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
you took a picture of you taking the
this-
picture with the red.
Because the red, is the red
Symbolizes.
ribbon, yeah. So, but
Wow.
no, it's just this coincidence. But thanks for asking. You're in a red chair. Is that significant? There's a red wall. Is that
LaMount, thank you, man, for coming
Oh,
on the
thank
show.
you so
man.
much
I
for
really
having me.
appreciate it.
Yes, I've enjoyed it. It's been very
Thanks for taking time out of
uplifting.
your day and
Yes.
sharing your cause.
absolutely.
And come back, please.
I absolutely. Oh, I'm moving to Europe, but we'll talk about that on the
Well,
next
yeah,
show.
we'll Skype you in from Europe
Yeah,
then.
we'll Skype. Thank you so much.
All
I've
right,
enjoyed
thank you.
it.
Hey, this is WDC Radio. I'm your host. I'm WDC. Thanks for LaMount to coming out and sharing his cause about HIV and AIDS. We'll be right back. I got my man Matt coming up about lupus awareness. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Wake me up
when September ends. Like my father's come to pass, 7 years has gone so fast. Wake me up when September ends. Here comes the rain again, falling from the stars, drenched in my pain again, becoming who we are. As my memory rests, but never forgets what I lost. Wake me up when September ends.
Hi, this is Susie Pruden. And yes, you've seen me on Oprah, Good Morning America, and The Today Show. And I'm inviting you to join me every Monday from 3 to 4 for my new show, Mastermind Live. Join us as we introduce you to the new thought leaders of the world who will inspire you, support you, and guide you to your next level. So don't forget to tune into Mastermind Live exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hi, this is Jean Noel Bassior, inviting you to join me for my new show, The Book Beat, Monday evenings at 6:30 p.m. I'll be talking to authors about their latest book so you can find a fantastic read. But more than that, I'll be talking to experts about how you can write your own book and get it published. So tune in on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. exclusively on latalklive.com. And remember, you can catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
There's something happening here.
Welcome back. This is WDC Radio. I'm your host. I am WDC. Can you play that? That reminds me of the old wars. Man, classic right there, man. All right, we're on the second half of the show. I got my man Matt Simpkins is in the building.
It's good to be back.
Man, the last time we talked, man, you've taken this L hand sign to the next level in the community, man. What's
2
going
months
on?
since the LA Marathon, and you've had so many guests from the LA community that have, come on the show. The chairman, Lupus LA, celebrities.
ALR?
Loads.
How did we pull that off?
So it's teamwork makes the dream work. That's what we going by, and just lots of good things have happened. The flash mob.
Let's talk about the flash mob. Now, when you came here the day after the marathon,
we announced it.
You announced the flash mob here on this show.
Yep.
Since then,
it's just. We then pumped it for a month to get the word out, and we got 5 charities on the day that all came out, as well as around 200 people, and at the busiest time in LA, at one of the busiest areas at the Chinese Theater, we all were frozen for 3 minutes, throwing up the L hand sign, and this was all caught on camera, and it just. I only did it just because it would be a cool thing to do. I'm trying to make raising awareness a cool thing. Because if you're just trying to raise awareness, it's not cool. You're not perhaps going to raise as much interest or whatever.
Exactly.
Flash mob's pretty cool. Exactly. Always wanted to be part of one. Everyone did. Wasn't expecting so many people. So many people were talking about it, and then it got filmed. Like, people turned up on the day. Can I help? Can I film it? And we had 5 like different film crews, cameras.
Man, you created that, man.
Well, no, it was team effort. I'm not
but
certainly taking responsibility.
Somebody had to birth it though.
And Mercedes Yvette, let's not forget about
Exactly.
her. You know, America's Next Top Model, celebrity, was there and just a part of it. And this was all filmed, and we made a video and released it a week later. And a gentleman, Scott Dearborn, it was the guy that edited it. Massive credit to him for putting it all together.
Sure.
And it got like over
quick.
4,000 views in a week.
Exactly.
And just the video, you go to youtube.com/running for lupus, check it out. And that sparked off flash mobs in New York, Detroit. There's one this week. Hopefully there'll be one back home in England. And just keeping the raising awareness going.
How was that? I mean, I was there, but how did it feel?
You were standing next to me.
How did that feel for you to like have Man's Chinese Theater silent?
Oh, it was very moving. Like a few people were crying. It was just so like just emotional. I think everybody was thinking about why they were there, why they were doing it, and just awareness is, the more awarenesses there are.
Why were you there?
Well, I'm just trying to raise awareness in memory of my nan who suffered from the disease for as long as I can remember, and that's all I'm trying to do really. And it was just such a huge turnout, and
thank you for letting me be a part of that, man.
No,
I really appreciate
it. Everyone can be a part of this campaign. It's like such a simple thing. You don't need to mention Running for Lupus or Matt Simpkins. Everybody can adopt this, be a part of it. You certainly stepped up. I don't think you could have got any more guests on your show if you tried. Like, and there's still other charities out there, still other celebrities, still other key people that we can get on, and you're using your platform, and certain celebrities are as well, and mentioning lupus every now and again.
Let's talk about some of the celebrities on the list here.
Well, yeah,
man.
I mean, Mercedes Yvette, she's got a blog out, consciousqe.com, and she does great stuff for lupus advocating, not just saying like I have lupus, and it's actually, her blog has lots of really good information and lots of good stuff on it, and Michael Keefe from 112, like he just recently had a fashion show
in Atlanta.
And he's using his platform, and he's loads of celebrity contacts. He's getting all them, and he's doing the L hand sign. He's getting them all, and I've got a little gift for you.
Oh,
we
got gifts.
Consider this from the lupus community. You open it.
Let me open
From
it.
the lupus community. As a way of saying thank you. This is a Michael Keefe from 112 Lupus Awareness T-shirt, where he's basically not only a singer songwriter of the R&B group 112. He's using his platform. He writes for the Vibe magazine. He's got a column on there, and his little guy, which is I'm just saying this smiley face logo. He's incorporated the L hand sign on it, and the money goes to charity and lupus.
Thank you, Michael.
So yeah, you'll have to put that on, and he'll appreciate that. So thank you for Michael Keefe and Mercedes and all the other celebrities that are very vocal. They have the loudest voice. Their voice gets heard over ours. And so far, I was just posting last night the celebrities on the Facebook group that are still just to try and add it out and to get up to date. And I've got almost 100 celebrities that have done the LHAT. We've had Chris Martin from Coldplay, Kelly Rowland, Ian Harding, Sheen Arnold, like Jerry West, Vanessa Bryant, Kobe's. We're almost 100 celebrities now, and it's like we're only going to get more celebrities and only going to get bigger, and it's just, again, it's like a simple thing to ask a celebrity to throw up the L hand sign. Trying to stay away from the two-fingered L.
right.
I mean, don't get me wrong, doing anything for lupus, hey, this is for lupus, is okay, but the two-fingered L will always be for something else, no matter how much awareness you raise, I think. But the L hand sign, with the right hand, so it looks like an L from the front.
Right.
And it's a simple thing you can ask a celebrity to do. Say, hey, thrown up there. Joe Coy, the comedian.
I saw that one
his
too.
His sister's got it, and he's getting all these other comedians come out, and maybe he'll get Chelsea Lately to do it, and, on the Chelsea Lately show. And so we're just getting bigger, but, so it's just, so Lupus LA, Let's not forget about them.
Exactly.
They had, you had Adam, the chairman, and Megan on your show,
Megan,
like
yeah.
the events coordinator, and they've got this poker event on September the 12th. Get Lucky for Lupus, and on the rooftop in LA. Yeah, and there's going to be loads of celebrities there, and hopefully you'll be there.
Hand signs going up.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be there with my friends that are raising awareness as well, and a lot of the money goes to research and stuff. So it's a great event, and you'll have to come to that.
What's with the purple conversation, man? Is there?
Well, I encourage people to wear purple if they're representing Lupus. It's like the dominant color. There are a couple of colors out there like orange and blue, and I'm actually going to be meeting next month with some people that want to start up their own little non-profits, and I just encourage people to wear purple. It's not like if you're going to break away from, like in England, they're blue and stuff, and it's like, and then you break off and do your own thing, and I'm going to be pink, and it's like, no, just to be different. You want to keep everyone can do their own thing, but if everyone's purple, I'm yet to see any orange or blue lupus tattoos. It's like if you've got lupus, you get a purple tattoo. It's as simple as that, and that's the color that's out there, and that's not associated with one charity. It's the most, and there's not many lupus charities, but purple is like.
Purple is there, right?
So that's what I'm encouraging, and runningforlupus.com will be purple, but and like AIDS, and the gentleman just here, like everyone knows AIDS is red, and it's just like I'm hoping just to get everybody knowing, just to associating purple with lupus. I know purple's with some other charities, some other diseases, but still just to have the one color.
Yeah.
And but we'll get there one day, I'm sure.
So what's next for Mr. Running for Lupus?
Like I said, I'm meeting with a few different charities and some people that want to start next, some non-profits. So I'll be meeting with them next month, and just I've got loads of ideas. You know me, and just got these big ideas. Continuing the L hand sign, like we just started it now, and it's just getting out there, and so lots more ideas, and trying to reach out to the charities, because this flash mob was a real community thing, like individuals that all came together that made that happen. If you can get the charities to work together, they can make something even bigger happen. So we've got really big ideas, and there's a few celebrities on the L hand sign wish list that I'd love to get Toni Braxton. She supports Lupus LA. She would be, that's like the top, her and Snoop Dogg, because Toni Braxton's got lupus. Snoop Dogg's daughter's got lupus, so if they were aware of this campaign, they support Lupus LA. Other celebrities that I like, Beyonce would be, and we're close to getting Beyonce. We got Kelly Rowland, and started writing letters to the president as well. So, just
even Seal, because Seal has, as a male, has lupus. So maybe we can tweet him out there.
Yeah, and funny enough, I heard back from his manager not too long ago, and I think now you've got such a huge celebrities that are doing it. Most of them would want their name added to the list as well. Like, sure,
exactly.
Chris Martin's done it, and so
we had the House Foundation and Kimberly.
The House Foundation are doing good things. They do these support groups. They've got a support group coming up next on the 8th of June in Ontario, California. They do great things, especially the support groups. If you're in California, you've got lupus, which is unfortunate, but you're very fortunate to have the House Foundation, the Purple Rose Foundation, and the likes of Lupus LA. But you've also had the Alliance for Lupus, Erica. They're doing big things as well. Like,
a lot of community
if you donate
outreach
to them, it all goes to research, because their owner, if you like, is the Woody Johnson, that's the owner of the Jets and from the CEO of Johnson & Johnson, and so he takes care of the employees,
the administrative costs,
all that administration costs. So if you give to them, you give straight to research, and so they've got a walk coming up on November the 16th in LA at the Rose Bowl. So there's a lot going on in LA with the Alliance for Lupus, and so it's just, there's in California as well, where we are.
Yeah.
You know, I know Malibu is the headquarters of runningforlupus.com, but you know, in this part of the world, just some really good stuff going on, and you know, we want to know what else is going on around the world, and
For sure.
just keep getting people throwing up the L hand sign wherever you are. Just be like, hey, I support it. And
give them your Instagram and stuff so they can, and Twitter, so they can take those pictures and send them to you.
cool. So it's all at Running for Lupus. The Instagram is at Running for Lupus, FORLUPUS. Twitter, same thing, and YouTube, and runningforlupus.com. So it's all on there, and just watch this space, and it's just exciting to see where the future goes, because you don't know what the next celebrity is going to do it, and
Right.
we will just see.
What
So-
about you? Are you going to appear in any other flash mobs across the country?
Well,
Frozen for 3 minutes?
I have some really big ideas, and they sound a bit off the wall and a bit crazy, but you know, people were thinking the flash mob was a bit crazy. So it's
We can
like
go off the wall like Michael
these-
Jackson.
I've got more ideas, and you know, WDC will be the first place where I announce them, and
I
we'll
appreciate
just
that.
see what happens. But if you can keep getting these, I'll keep sending these people on the show, keep getting these big people in the community to speak up. Like, this is a place to go on record.
Well,
and,
this is what
you know,
the show is about. It's about community outreach. So it's
Yeah.
about having causes come on the show and share what's important to them. So always have a place.
Well,
Always
that's
have a place
and
here,
you've done great, and you know, just having like the chairman of Lupus LA on your show was just fantastic, and
Shouts out to Diana too and her
yeah,
mom. She's
yeah.
been here helping me push that conversation
well,
too.
she's doing, it's like all these people just sparking their voices now.
Right.
You've inspired so many people to be like, you know what, I'm going to talk up, I'm going to do something, and everyone can, and if, you know.
Did you know the Lupus Coalition was?
Yeah,
Well,
set
like
up.
that.
Yeah.
Like after the flash mob, I was like,
Yep.
hey, we're having a Lupus Coalition. Would you like to be a part? I was
Yeah,
like,
it's basically
I was
the
like,
dream
oh,
team,
like,
as
I was like,
we're
all
calling
right,
it. Yeah.
Let
So
me have
it's-
that conversation, see how I can
Yeah,
impact that.
and
so for sure.
you get some ideas together of what people have got in mind, and just only good thing, because there isn't that many lupus charities out there.
Yeah.
And I don't encourage people to break off and set up their own charity. Like, use the charities that are there, but you can still support them. And
you can find your voice.
yeah,
and be a part of it.
everybody can work together. Like, what you do well, the radio thing, you know, you do it and do it well. What Kim House does with the support groups, let her do. It's just everybody can do something, and everyone can work together. That's what I believe. That's my thinking in all this. Like, growing the pie, making it bigger for everyone if we work together, as opposed to just, you know, not mentioning each other and all doing our own thing.
And
It's
just discover your voice in it.
yeah.
Really is important.
So that's where I'm trying to encourage. Just teamwork makes the dream work, and encourage everyone to adopt the L hand sign campaign.
And just for the people who just catching what lupus is, it's an autoimmune disease.
Yep, that's it's more common than AIDS, would you believe? And
Yeah.
it's more common than leukemia, but it's very underfunded, and it's basically the body is attacking itself, and there's no cure, and we're just trying to raise awareness, because awareness is key to finding a cure, and that's what we're just trying to do, and just most people haven't heard of lupus.
Yeah.
So
Predominantly women. So you have the women, you have African American,
Yep.
the Latin community,
9
Asian
out of 10
community,
people have it are women that have lupus.
and men. So some of the
Yep.
men, like I talked with Adam,
Yep.
like there's some men out there who have lupus, and maybe our ego is too tough
Right, and they keep
to
quiet, but
keep quiet, but stand up. You know,
yeah,
it's important.
Michael Jackson, he had
Health is important,
had
like we said.
lupus,
Seal. So
yeah.
there's some.
just getting people to talk about it more, like, and there to be more events. Like, the flash mob was nice, and it was a big deal, 200 people, but the truth is there isn't that many lupus events going on, so it's like people didn't have a choice. Like, it's like the one thing going on, and
Yeah.
you know, I wish there was a lupus event every month,
Yeah.
you know, which isn't too crazy and far-fetched.
It's realistic.
You know, and just if we can keep breeding people to just speak up and use their voice, and you know, you'll be surprised. So
Yeah.
it's you know,
What do you want the world to know about lupus?
the lupus is a very underfunded disease that I believe that the more awareness there is, the more closer you'll get to a cure. Although initially, like, maybe raising awareness doesn't lead to raising money straight away, but it does eventually. Like, it can lead to more people growing, and then therefore more money and the funding this. But so yeah, just I want people just to want to raise awareness, want to speak up, and it's just
What do you want them to know about the L hand sign?
I want them to know that it's free. It's a campaign that doesn't cost anything. It's cheap. It's because I speak to some of these charities and they're like, oh, to get a celebrity to come out, sometimes I have to pay them and this and that, and it's just like you can get them to tweet a picture to thousands, and that will just have a knock-on effect, and it doesn't cost we've had almost 100 celebrities do it from, and it's not cost me anything. It's like it's a just do, and if you get a celebrity to do it, let's just say Coldplay, and they throw up the L hand sign, here's a picture, then throwing up the L hand sign, and then mention that charity, and it's just. That's how it can work, and that's and it does work. So
obviously,
yeah,
flash mobs included.
Yeah. So now I just want people to be aware, and then the word lupus is out there more. So people are then like Googling it, people are looking at it, they're looking at what charities are out there, and it's just making more people aware. And then you'll be surprised at what good things can come. Like we met through this,
Exactly,
and I know like. John Hibbs in the north of England, he's doing his own thing, and he's...
We gotta get them on Skype too.
Yeah, get John Hibbs. You're listening.
We gotta go overseas.
Phone in, and
go overseas and get in.
Yeah, just people are just doing so much out there, and if everybody could mention each other and support each other, and good things do happen, and that's what we all believe in, and that's what we're getting at.
Are there any other causes like I know that one. The experience with your grandma.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you care about out there?
Yeah, I mean, since doing this and the you get thanked a lot, and I don't really, I'm just if I don't get the pitch, I don't do the pictures. It's not pictures of me anymore. It's like I just repost whatever I get sent. So I'm just the middleman that just repost stuff. But it's doing a bit of this charity work or volunteer. It does make you want to do more stuff for other charities and other communities, and just volunteering in general for anything. I wish more people would do it. I think it'll make you a better person, make you appreciate things more. Like you think you're having a bad day and you're moaning at this or that, and then you do a bit of volunteering and you just think, wow, this kid's got it a lot worse than what I'll ever have. So I've volunteered at different things. I was telling you, I've volunteered at a sickle cell summer camp once, and that was just eye-opening, and again, to look at somebody, you wouldn't know that they're sick or whatever, but then you talk to them and you're like, this kid was in a wheelchair, and just we were told probably won't be around next summer, and I had a week with him, and he's never been on a tennis court, and we had him hitting tennis balls, and he was so happy. He was at the tennis court before I got there every day, like really keen, really just and very appreciative, and just put yourself in their shoes, and but very fortunate to not have something. Although my nan had lupus, and it's inherent, but not necessarily a given sort of thing. So you never know. But I just go back to what do you want people to know about lupus? The main thing I want, which is I want people to realize it can happen to you. Yeah. Like most people that I've spoken to just got up out of bed one day and boom, it hit them, and they're in hospital the next and fighting for their life. So it's like people that hear this awareness campaign, they're like, oh, that's nice pretty pictures, nice celebrities, and when if they actually was had some contact with someone with lupus or thought for a minute this could happen to them, maybe then they'll give more of a what have you to care more and pay more attention that this can happen to you
definitely
at any time.
Connects human beings as a connection.
Yeah, so you got to pay attention and be aware, really. So but yeah,
man. Well, anything else you want the people to know about running for? Are you doing any more marathons?
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna ask you. That's what my next.
I want to do one next year maybe. I did one last year. Did one this year. Did one. Did the Malibu Marathon and then the LA Marathon, and with all that stuff that happened in Boston, it's like, and people were, oh man, you're very lucky that they didn't do the LA Marathon, and I think the runners were all right in the bombings, and I would have been all right, if it's weird to put yourself in that, but it was the people that were at the finish line,
exactly.
And I had friends and family at both the Malibu Marathon and the LA Marathon at the finish line,
right.
And it's scary to think of
that.
so,
like you say, you never know if it can happen to you.
And So I would like to do one marathon. Like this year I ran dressed as Forrest Gump, as you know. I said if I'm going to reach my goal of $2,600 for Lupus LA, I'll dress up as Forrest Gump, wearing a wig and beard, and
you did.
And we did that, and that raised so much awareness and money. And so maybe next year, I'll just find the right marathon to do, and maybe volunteer at the Boston Marathon next year to support that, because a lady was actually running the Boston Marathon who has lupus.
Right,
after it happened, I just Googled Boston Marathon lupus, see what what
came up.
Yeah, and this lady, I think her name was Tara. She was stopped at the 25th mile, and she has lupus, and her lupus was slowing her down. And it's just, and she had family that had left apparently where the bombs went off to go, because they were waiting for her mom,
right?
And they were there. They left, go get a drink or what have you. Anyway, her lupus saved her life.
Yeah.
Anyway, I reached out to her afterwards, found her stalking, found her on Facebook. Hey, can you do the Elhan side? We'll share your story.
Right.
Only happy to. A week later, got a picture of her and her daughter doing the L, and she's fighting lupus, and she's running marathons, and
raising
she's
awareness.
doing them a lot quicker than I'm doing them. Just amazing, So
well, I want to thank you, man, for doing what you do for the lupus community, man. You are definitely a superhero.
Whoa, you and LA lupus lady. Let's not forget about Amanda.
Exactly.
She's turning out, and you can check out Amanda's blog, LALupusLady.com. Big shout out to her. She's turning out celebrities. She was hanging out with Queen Latifah the other night and Michael J. Fox, and she supports the Alliance for Lupus. And you and her are superheroes in the community. And I want to work together more on other projects in the future. So,
definitely.
And it's just happy to do this, And you inspire me to keep going and keep getting pictures and celebrities and raising awareness. So
for sure.
And if I can get more people on your show, we have lots of people.
Community
to
outreach.
Come,
That's WDC the movement.
Oh well,
Community
you
outreach
keep
show,
doing your
man,
thing,
so.
and I'll keep doing mine. So
we'll team up. All right, we got a couple of minutes. This is WDC Radio. I'm your host. I am WDC, aka Farron. I just want to thank you for tuning in, listening in. Another month down, and I'll be back next month. I got June is World Sickle Cell Day, so June 19th. We'll be tweeting 100 million tweets on that day, so you can follow me at IamWDC on Twitter, and our goal is to tweet 100 million tweets that day. So we're going to get celebrities involved, some athletes. They have millions of followers, so we're going to get them involved.
Super famous celebrities out there that have sickle cell that are the face of it?
Yeah, T-Boz.
Okay.
She has sickle cell thalassemia.
Right.
Then there's some out there.
Yeah, well, then the more will come out, the more that are aware of it and stuff. So.
Yeah. If not, we got you as a superhero.
Oh,
too,
yeah.
So, you're famous too, so. But yeah, we got that coming up in June, so that's going to be a huge campaign.
Right.
So again, you can follow me at IamWDC. It's part of Go Sickle and the CDC.
Okay.
We're going to be tweeting a message out in a song that we created
right.
to support sickle cell. So that's going to be a huge campaign. So that's going to be a few conversations I have in June and some more stuff coming.
You do a sickle cell flash mob. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, you all up in my are you all up in my headphones, man? You got my vibrations going, man.
Loads of ideas.
Thank you again for coming, man. I really appreciate it. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Get a picture of you with that Michael Keith t-shirt.
You know I got to take it right after the show's over so we can tweet that.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for your stand in the lupus community, man. You're a huge.
All I want to do is raise awareness of lupus, and I will continue to. So.
You already done it, man, and like you said, you're doing it. So shouts out to you, man.
Appreciate
it. You
it.
are what's to count.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back next Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, WDC Radio. And just stay tuned for Trench Talk. Just follow me on that Trench Talk. For my veteran community, I got something special for you. So just stay tuned for that. All right, I appreciate you. Thank you. You having sickle sex?
Sickle sex?
Yeah, sickle sex. You won't know unless you've been tested.
Really? You can really get sickle cell from having sex?
No, but your baby can. If you carry the sickle cell trait, you could possibly have a baby with the sickle cell disease. Find out more today and get tested. This message brought to you by SCD Soldier Network.
Girl, you so